Last year, a few of my friends got me back into Pokemon cards after years of not buying them. Most of my friends are collectors and not into the gaming aspect of the TCG itself. I, however, kind of drift between the collector aspect and playing the game itself, and it's more dabbling in the game, not really going like full hardcore and playing it frequently. I still have cards as far back as 2001, and I'd pick up a few packs every now and then, take a long hiatus, and pick the game back up again. The most I ever got out of playing the Pokemon trading card game would probably be the Game Boy game. I lost a lot though, because I was only like 5 years old at the time. I'm actually excited for Nintendo to bring the game to Switch Online and revisit it to see if I learned anything over the past 20 plus years. Or even to see if it holds up any. Recently I had a great opportunity to buy a lot of cards for a cheaper price because GameStop was running a deal. I would have gotten better prices on all these cards if I had a pro membership, but I stopped buying from GameStop years ago unless they had excellent deals or exclusive items, which in this case, it was both. Don't get me wrong, I'm still not getting a membership, but it wasn't worth paying $20 a year for a magazine I didn't read, and considering all of their benefits didn't really help me, it kind of wasn't worth the cost. So as you can see behind me, there are 3 different types of products. I have 2 2023 trainer toolkits. I have an Eevee Evolutions box, which is exclusive to GameStop. I don't know why they didn't just call it the Eeveelutions box. And then finally, I have a Paldea Evolved Elite Trainer box for cheaper than you usually get it. GameStop already had everything behind me on sale, but then on top of that, if you paid for $100 or more worth of products, they would take an extra $20 off of it on top of that. That's a good deal. Usually each trainer toolkit goes for $35 each. They were currently on sale for $20. The Eeveelutions box first started out its life at $70, which if you look at the contents inside, it's not worth $70. It eventually got reduced to, I believe, about $50, and currently it's on sale for $40. And finally, the Paldea Evolved Elite Trainer box usually goes from anywhere from $55 to $60 depending on where you buy it, but currently I've been seeing it at a lot of places for as low as $35, including GameStop. If you look at the MSRP for all of these products, it comes out to about $200. And yes, I am rounding up, but if you look at the price I got for them, I got them for a little over $100. If that's not a good deal, then I don't know what is. So now that I've rambled on for long enough, let's talk about the deck itself and building it. Because this deck is built over multiple expansions, some of which aren't in the stuff I bought, I can guarantee right now that this will not be completed today. I had 2 rules while building this deck. The first one being that I can't use any previous cards I opened before buying these. The second one being that as long as the effects of the card are same, the card's look doesn't matter. So if I have the same Miraidon, for example, but it looks different, it still has the same stats and everything, I can still use one in my deck, even if it doesn't look like the other one in the game. First things I opened were the 2023 Trainer Toolkits. These are extremely useful because they both come with an Arceus V and an Arceus V-Star card, and I needed 2 Arceus Vs for my deck. These are useful because they come with items like dice, status markers, and booster packs. And then on top of that, they include sleeves and predetermined cards, all of which I'm going to use out of this first trainer toolkit. First, I started sorting out the energy cards. They don't come in a predetermined order, so you kind of have to sort them out to look for the ones you're looking for. In this case, I need electric and fighting type energy cards. Once I had them sorted out, it was time to pull out the sleeves and start sleeving up cards. With that out of the way, I already had the majority of the energy cards I needed. The only ones I have left are special energy cards. With the energy cards out of the way, I can move on to the trainer cards and the Arceus V and V-Star cards. I need both Arceus cards plus a bunch of the trainer cards. I looked into what cards there were in this pack before I bought them, and there were a bunch I needed. This included cards on my list like Beach Court, Sharon's Care, Switch, Cynthia's Ambition, Boss's Orders, Electric Generator, and even 2 of the 4 cards I need left from my energies, the Double Turbo Energy. After having those sleeved and good to go, it was time to move on to the booster packs. I didn't have anything in the booster packs I could find. I'll put up my good pulls on screen. But after that, that was about it for the first trainer toolbox. After the first trainer toolkit, I had 29 out of the 60 cards I needed. But unfortunately, it was all downhill from here. So before moving on to the second trainer toolkit, I realized something to myself. Out of all of the guaranteed cards that you get out of the pack, I only needed 1, the Arceus V. So what I did is I opened it up, took the 1 card I needed, and put the rest away. While putting everything away, I did take the extra group of sleeves out because up to this point, I've been using those sleeves for every good card I got, whether it be for my deck or not. At that point, I had half of my deck constructed and I was ready to move on to the Eevee Evolutions pack. And no, I wasn't, because oh crap, I forgot the booster packs inside of the toolkit. And it was a good thing that I opened them up because I found a single Rocky Helmet card. Well, at least something's better than nothing. Oh, and here's my good pulls if you're still interested at this point. And now it's finally time to move on to the Evolutions box. There were 2 big reasons for buying this box. The first one being the Jolteon V card, which is on my list of things to get. The second one being the variety of booster packs, because a lot of my cards come from a lot of different expansion packs. The variety here was supposed to help increase my odds of finding multiple cards across multiple expansion packs, which, let's just say, didn't go as I hoped it would. Collecting wise, there was nothing to really write home about, but in one of the Brilliant Stars pack, I did find a Friends in Galar card, which I can use to replace what I need on my list for the Friends in History card, because my rules are as long as it has the same effect, it can be used in the deck. Now we can move on to the final thing to open, the Paldea Evolved Elite Trainer box. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this one because my deck was constructed before it came out, so there isn't really going to be anything in there. At least nothing I need for this deck. Honestly, the reason I even bought this one was because it was the newest expansion, and being at such a cheap price, I figured I'd take advantage of the deal before the price went back up. But as of this video, it still seems to be sustaining the same price. So I opened it up, took the cards out, opened them up, got some really good pulls, and basically moved on at that point because there was nothing I needed. Even though there were some good pulls. So now that I opened up everything I bought and I only had 33 of the 27 cards, it was time to figure out how to get the other 27. Yeah, it's time to break a rule. Even though I said I was not going to reuse the cards I already opened, I kind of changed my mind and I started looking for those remaining 27 cards. After going through every bit of inventory I had, I ended up with an additional 16 cards, leaving only 11 cards left. If you haven't been paying attention, here's what's left of my inventory that isn't checked off. So now all that was left to do was to put this partially constructed deck away in a deck box which, by the way, is over 20 years old, and I guess just put it away until I pick it up again. And this is basically where my story ends for now. I know it's a little anticlimactic, but sometimes that's just kind of how life goes, at least for now, until I might pick it up again in the future. So now the big question is, was it worth it? Well, yes and no. Kinda depends on how you look at it. If you say yes because I got a good deal for the cards and the accessories, that's understandable. But if you say no because I didn't complete the deck, that's understandable too. But also, I kind of still want to say yes, because even though I didn't complete the deck that I wanted to complete, I still got to get a ton of new cards at a really good price, which kind of leans me more toward the yes side of things. I guess the big takeaway from this is if you want to build a deck like I did from TCG Live and do it in real life, just make sure you do the research first. I mean, I did do some of the research beforehand, obviously, because I knew what I was looking for, but at the same time, I knew I was going to be missing a lot of cards because not everything from every expansion was going to be in the stuff I bought. So what did you think of this video? Should I continue to search in future videos or not? And was it worth the money or not? Let me know in the comments below. And hey, if you haven't already, give a thumbs up and maybe subscribe to the channel. If you haven't already known, my name's Nate. I actually love talking about video games, and even though this is sort of based off of a video game, it was kind of a skew from my normal content. Anyways, have a great rest of the day, and I hope you enjoyed.